If you want to learn to climb the ranks to Grandmaster and beyond using Luna Snow, this is the video for you. My name is 8-Bit the Cool Dad. Welcome to the channel. I'm currently at Grandmaster 1, and I mostly use Luna Snow among other strategists. In this video, I'm going to go over why Luna is one of the best characters in the game, as well as some very specific strategies to help you climb the ranks faster and win more matches. I'm going to start with the most important, crucial tip right now. She has her Light and Dark Ice, which is used obviously to heal your allies for 60 points. However, what you need to do is use the E ability, which is called Share the Stage. That creates that little star above your allies when you wish to give them some bonus healing. It's a 35% bonus on healing, and most people use this ability by putting the star on a diving character or someone flying or someone that's out of their sight so that they can get a portion of the healing. This is not ideal in upper ranked matches in my opinion. What you need to do is use this E ability, Share the Stage, and put that star above whoever you're healing at that moment. And the reason why is because they get that 35% bonus healing as well as the healing you're giving them on your Light and Dark arts. This allows you as Luna to do burst healing, which is faster and quicker healing than any other strategist in this game and can really help you win matches. You will see this in action later in this video, as I included a match that I played where I did over 25,000 healing in just over 10 minutes. Another reason why Luna is absolutely amazing is that her projectile does have some fall off damage starting at 20 and 40 meters, but it's hit scan, so it's instant hit and it's great for taking out flyers, as you can see here. What hit scan means, as long as you can line up the crosshairs over your target and press the fire button, it instantly hits. You don't have to time projectiles and movement. Luna is also amazing because through her passive ability Cryo Heart, she's able to heal herself for 30 hit points for 3 seconds when she uses one of her abilities. The two abilities that trigger healing from Cryo Heart are either Ice Arts or Absolute Zero, but they do not stack, so be sure to use one, wait 3 seconds, and then use the next one if you need to heal quickly. If you're playing a match with someone diving you, for example, that's a great time to use those two abilities to heal yourself while you're fighting them off. Don't forget, you can use the passive ability Smooth Skate to quickly run away from dangerous alts or even divers to live to fight another day. Remember, your goal is to survive, so let go your pride. Oh, in case you're wondering, her ult is strong enough to survive the combined ult of Storm and Human Torch. Now for some ranked gameplay tips and advice. The first gameplay tip is to know your angles. You need to be in a position to burst heal your team, but not be in a position where the enemy can actually see you. So you need to know the maps really well and just find a nice corner where you can heal everyone, but stay out of the line of fire. This sounds really obvious, but it's amazing how many matches I see people just poke their heads out, and in higher levels of competition, that's all they need for Hela or someone to take your head off. As you can see in this part of the gameplay video, I am staying behind the wall a little bit, but also keeping my distance and poking it out to take care of Loki's doppelgangers, which I do not see as much of a threat for me. If I don't have any divers to contend with, I generally try to stay behind my team so I can see the whole battle, and it gives me a comfortable view of everyone so I can heal them. My team is really all over the place here, and as I heal the flyers, I do dive in and take a risk by trying to give some crucial healing to our Venom, which is diving their team. Ultimately, this risk does not pay off. I end up getting cornered by the team with no room to maneuver and out of cooldowns to get myself out of the situation, and Adam picks me off right here. This is why you want to keep your angles, keep your distance, and also a good Venom player will actually jump back for healing after he's activated his symbiote shield, but that's another story. My next gameplay tip for Luna players is to have a great team composition. At higher ranked matches, you're going to have a lot of people diving, and if Namor is not banned, you definitely want him on your team. He gets an amazing team up with Luna where he gets an extra squid that shoots ice pellets, and you want a Namor that plays Namor correctly. Namor should be in the back protecting the healers and using his squids to take out lightning fast divers like Spider-Man or Black Panther. Namor's spear does 75 damage, it has no damage fall off, it has no reload, he's perfect for the back line. He can bust tanks or take out flyers from a distance. He should be in the back. I hate seeing people play Namor the wrong way. It's a huge pet peeve of mine. So be aware of that when you're trying to team up and coaching Namors on your team. Another great team up for Luna is Iron Fist. You want your other DPS to play Iron Fist and dive the team, and that way Luna gets an extra ability. This ability is called Frozen Chi. It has a 10-meter radius. It's a blast that goes out in all directions. It slows the enemy by 30% for 2 seconds. It heals for 75. It has a knockback. It's an amazing ability. My next gameplay tip is to stay close to your tank so you can burst heal them as much as possible and keep them in the fight. Again, you want to keep a really good angle, like I mentioned earlier on my first tip. And please remember that good tanks will wait for you to be with them to go into battle, and they will also come back closer to you if they need heals instead of going off on their own and dying. Don't follow other people to their deaths. You need to stay alive. Also, try not to make crazy plays where you're going to have a one-on-one battle with someone or follow someone into a room one-on-one. Get out of those situations. In higher ranked matches, those types of mistakes can cost your team the battle and the point. My next gameplay tip is to heal your healer. Make that your first priority. Now, I know I just mentioned you need to stay close to your tanks, but you'll need to balance that also with knowing what your other strategist, your other healer is doing, and making sure that they stay alive in the fight. You don't want them to go down, because if they go down, then the rest of the team is going to start to go down as well. By taking just a quick second to put your share the stage star above your other healer and using your main attack to heal them, you can heal them really quickly and get right back into the battle and keeping your tanks alive. Here's the main important reason why you need to watch your other healer, is that if you're getting attacked by a diver, you both can keep each other alive and survive the attack, and maybe even take out the person that's diving you. My next gameplay tip is often ignored by new players as well as lower ranked players, and that is resetting your team. If you're losing a battle and you're the only one left, or maybe there's only a couple of you left, if you can escape, get back to the spawn point so you can regroup and go back into the battle as a full team. It's amazing when I see people respawn and go off and die, and respawn and go and die, and respawn and die without their teammates nearby them. They have no concept of where everyone else is. This is really common. So you need to be the leader, because you're the one who's seeing who's still alive. And usually sometimes you're the last one who's alive because everyone got melted. And you need to use that speed boost with Luna to run back to the spawn before you get picked off as well. My next gameplay tip is taking advantage of the increased agility with Luna due to her passive ability Smooth Skate. In other words, when she is skating, she can jump a lot higher, and this can help her get onto other platforms and other parts of the level and give her the advantage during a battle or escaping someone who's chasing you. It also gives you an advantage during the battle. If you can take the time to activate Smooth Skate, you can actually jump into the fray and avoid people that are diving you by getting closer to your tanks. With that increased speed boost and height you get from that jump, it just makes you harder to hit, and you can survive the battle a little bit longer to provide the necessary healing and change the course of the battle. If you're a console player and you have a pro controller with buttons or paddles on the back, it really does help give you an advantage where you can run and jump and get lots of speed and height, and being able to turn and fire and use your abilities on both your teammates as well as the enemy team all at the same time. That versatility really does make a difference in higher ranks. My final gameplay tip for Luna is to time your cooldowns and know when to use them. And I talked about this a little bit earlier when I mentioned how you can use your cooldowns to heal. So for example, if you got a match where you have dive characters going after you the whole time, you're going to want to save your ice arts and absolute zero to deal with that dive character and keep yourself alive versus healing your team. Remember, you're using your main attack and share the stage to burst heal your team. So there should not be a huge need for you to use those other cooldowns if the battle's going well and you're doing a good job of burst healing everybody. And on the other hand, if you don't have anyone diving you and tormenting you in the back line, you can feel free to use those abilities to add a lot of extra healing and damage per second on opposing team players. For example, when it's a tight battle and everyone's lined up pretty well, I love using ice arts to heal my team, and it goes right through my team and starts doing damage to the other team as well. If the other team has flyers, the ice arts is a great way to take them down from a distance. I also love to use absolute zero on the other team's tanks. They have such a huge hitbox, they're easy to hit, and when you hit them with your absolute zero and freeze them for a few seconds, that usually gives your team enough time to KO them. So if you want to push with your team, absolutely use your cooldowns. But if you're getting tormented by a diver, you definitely want to save them to defend yourself and stay alive if possible. As much as I love playing Luna, she's not the perfect character for every situation and every battle and against every other team comp. There are situations where you're going to want to flex and switch to other characters, other strategists, and that's the beauty of this game. So you want to compete at higher levels, you can't be a one-trick pony, you can't play one character, you can't even play just Luna the whole time. You have to be good at other characters. And so I'm going to tell you the situations that I'm aware of where I find it's not a great choice to play Luna. The first situation I advise you to not use Luna in is if you have a bunch of divers, particularly if you have a tank diver or two coming into your backline. And the reason why is, yes, you can freeze them, yes, you can burst fire them with your Ice Arts ability, but it's not going to be enough to get them off of you, and ultimately you're going to have to escape and get back into battle. And if you have more than one diver back there, you definitely are going to be in big trouble, as Luna will not be able to fight them all off. And if your team is not back there to support you, or your other healer is not supporting you, you're just going to have a real miserable match. When I have situations like that, I switch to Loki, and I did create a video for you to watch on how to fight multiple tanks as Loki, with an example of how I do that in a Grandmaster match, and you can click on the link here in this video to see that. Another situation that is not great for you to play Luna is when you have teammates that are going off in every other direction, and you just have a hard time aiming your shots at them to heal them. You may want to choose another strategist that has aiming abilities that are a lot easier to land on flyers or divers like Venom and Spider-Man. I recommend Mantis, because all you have to do is look at the player and use your ability, away and you can start to heal them, or you can use Cloak and Dagger because her projectiles are seeking and a lot easier to aim with, especially if you have people in the air and a great distance from you. Another situation that I maybe do not recommend you to play Luna as is if the opposing team has alts that counter your alt. So for example, if you have Iron Man or Moon Knight or Magneto or anyone who shoots a projectile that hits you on the head from above and takes you out while you're dancing, that's not going to give value to your team. You really want to make sure that you are getting value from your ultimate, because that's what is the game-changing ability, right? That's why people ban Luna at higher levels. They don't want her dancing her way and her team to victory. With some of these higher skill-based matches where both teams have extremely high skill, it comes off to who uses their alts to counter other alts and the timing of when they use their alts. There's a real meta to how alts are used in this game, so that's something you want to pay attention to as you get to higher ranks. I believe at this point you are now armed with everything you need to know on how to play Luna and how to advance through the ranks with her. Just take the time to practice and experiment with her, get the Lord rank with her on your character, and you will start to experience some great success. For the remainder of this video, I'm just going to provide commentary on this match here, and this is the second part of this match where I provided over 25,000 healing in just over 10 minutes. And you can see some of these concepts I talk about in this video put into action. I will add that this is a quick play match, and I love how much healing I got in this match, but the other players on this team are just hit and miss. So you're going to see some funny plays here. Right now our tank is passing the opposing team and leaving me to have to fight them off. Mantis puts me to sleep, and then the thing comes in and finishes me off. I could not get rid of him. It just happens. There's just things that happen in this game, and you're just not going to be able to do anything about it because you can't control what the other players do. And then even when you have mastery over your cooldowns and control of your character, sometimes you're just not going to get a break, and you have to be able to emotionally deal with that. I do like how fast I can get back out to the battle, but of course we're getting staggered because our teammates are getting downed. I'm going to back off a little bit. I do see that we have one player still in the battle here, so I'm going to see if I can get an angle here and keep him healed. And this is working out pretty well as the rest of my team starts to catch up, and I'm getting some damage on the opposing team. I use my ice arts here to push the battle a little bit more. Now I'm watching other healer, making sure that Cloak and Dagger stays alive. Again, that's the priority. It's time to use my ult. Invisible Woman on their team uses a counter ult, and I get out of that. I don't really feel like I'm in too much danger, so I use my ice arts. I freeze the thing because he got a little close to me, and then he backed off. Now I'm going to go back in and push a little bit, but I'm also going to make sure I keep my team healed. I'm starting to rotate, share the stage to make sure everyone gets healed, burst healed here. But I'm going to push with the ice arts to help get a pick right there. As you can see, I'm keeping my angles here so that I can heal people and not be too much in the line of fire. I'm moving around the field a little bit so that the team isn't used to seeing me on the same side. I'm helping my team bully Captain America a little bit. He gets the health pack, so I'm going to retreat a little bit and focus on the main battle again. Looks like we have a resurrection there from Adam. And just like that, I've got my ult again, so I'm going to dance. And I do switch the ult from attack, which is 40% boost, but I also switch it back to defense. And that's another pro tip, is to be able to switch those back and forth to help your team out. I was able to jump back and get out of Moon Knight's ult, which I'm very thankful for. I'm going to get some burst healing on our Venom here. Captain America is trying to go for me, but I'm going to hop right into the middle of the battle and reposition myself. And then at this point, my team sees him as well. So at this point, we're into overtime, and it's just some cleanup here to get everyone off the point. I'm keeping my distance here, again, rotating around the map here to keep the other team hunting for me. And because of my burst healing, I have my ult yet again, and I'm going to dance us to victory. And that's how it's done. Only 2 knockouts for me. 25,000 healing. What are your thoughts on this? Leave comments below. Give me some feedback. Does this help you? Do you think I'm full of it? Are there other things you'd like to learn? Thanks for taking time to watch this. I really appreciate you. And please subscribe. Thanks.